I'm going to kind of backtrack quite a ways. A lot of you were not here when I presented this series, so I thought let's just kind of get everybody with some of the information that some of us benefited from early on when we were a little bit smaller group. But one of my most favorite and most used self-help books is this one right here. It's called Lunch Meat and Life Lessons. As you can tell, it's not a very big book. It's a pretty easy read. It's a life story. It's a daughter from a very large family that has written this book about lunch meat and life lessons. And the title comes from the fact that her father was a butcher, a very well-known butcher in Shawnee, Kansas, of all places. So they're kind of local people, so that kind of drew me to them too. Plus my company recommended it and used it for some training things. But her father did not even hardly have an 8th grade education, but was a highly, highly, highly successful butcher. The business became a family-owned business. There's like 9 kids, and all of the kids, but this gal pretty much worked in the business even in their adult life. The daughter who wrote this book's name is Mary B. Lucas, and there are, I don't remember how many chapters down, but there's not very many. I want to say 7, but and each one she gives and talks about one of the life lessons that she learned from her father, the butcher, that she was able to apply to her business, which was she was a very highly successful businesswoman in an era of time when women were not very advancing, and being successful for a woman business was not easy in the years that she went into business. The chapter that I'm going to share some blips with you from is called Create a Lasting Impression. And she talks about how to be successful and to maintain and grow a business, you have to make a lasting impression. She said that her father was very well known in the town of Shawnee, Kansas, for being the city philosopher. He married his wife at the height of the Great Depression and worked very hard to provide for their growing family. She said when she got out of college and interviewed and found her first job, she went to her father all excited. Dad, I'm so excited. I've got this job. I'm going to be lots of opportunity. And he just looked at her and said, let's talk. And they had this big, huge butcher block table in their home that was the center of most of their discussions. And so she said he got her a cup of coffee and sat at the table and started talking to her and asking her questions about her dreams, her goals, where she was planning on going with business and stuff. And one of the things that he told her is that being in business is really about getting your people brought in, caught in, tied down from the get-go, and doing everything you can to make sure they don't ever want to let go. Now, I don't know about you all, but one of the things that I learned early on in real estate was I didn't want to be just the one-time realtor. I want to be the realtor for life. And I'm not bragging. Please don't take this as bragging, okay? But I do have clients that I have helped, not only them, but I've helped their children. And so it's kind of a good feeling to know that, you have made that kind of an impression, to where not only are you servicing one part of the family, but you're continuing on with addition. So that was one of the things that he talked to her about. Another thing that he talked to her about, he says, in the people business, everyone that you interact with deserves at least some type of comeback sauce. Now, what is a comeback sauce, you ask? Comeback sauce, according to this girl's father, is the best free advertising that you will ever get. The kind of comeback sauce that he is referring to is based on your constant reminder to people that honesty is the best policy. That's one kind of comeback sauce, okay? She says that when you deal with business, that unfortunately there are ways that we have to say no, and times we have to say no. But instead of just saying no, or, oh, you're a terrible candidate for this job, I'm not going to hire you, you learn to pour on this comeback sauce with words. You have to go further. You have to do what you can to help people without being overly critical and put downish and all those kind of things. So you want to make sure that everybody leaves you feeling good about the interaction that they just had with you, whether it's having to present bad news or present good news. Make sure that the people leave you feeling good about the interaction they had with you. She said, I believe personally that comeback sauce is the key to referrals in any business, especially if you're in the people business. Everybody needs to get a little comeback sauce, whether you want to see them again or not. You want every person you interact with to leave impressed that you are the kind of person that they would like to interact with again, even if the particular meeting that they're leaving you from did not result in an outcome they might have wanted. So the butcher's wisdom in this is remember the comeback sauce. And my challenge to you is we are all unique, different individuals with unique, different businesses, but we all can have ways within our business that we have a comeback sauce. So I want you to focus this week on what are the top 3 comeback sauces that are uniquely yours that you can bring to your business as you interact with your clients and your customers.